We delve into the heart of what truly matters, our families. Healthy families make healthy societies. I'm Randy.
And I'm Leslie. We're diving deep into the powerful insights of Dr. Randy's groundbreaking book, The Family Legacy: Shaping Culture from the Inside Out.
Hear inspiring stories and strategies to transform your family. We'll explore topics like communication, forgiveness, healing, parenting, marriage. We'll cover it all.
We'll have provoking conversations with experts, coaches, and real-life families who are benefiting from intentional family building.
This podcast isn't just about theories, it's about tools that you can implement today.
We all come from families, so this podcast is for you.
Join us on this incredible family journey. Subscribe now as we learn to do family as God designed.
Transforming families one episode at a time. Remember, whoever wins the family wins the culture in the end. Let's go. Well, hello. Welcome to Transforming Families with Randy and Leslie. I am Leslie.
And I'm Randy. And welcome. We are continuing today in the series of exercises from protocol number 2 in our work called the Identity Protocol, which is one of 6 protocols for how God does family as designed. If you've been in the series, you're tracking with us. We have done several of these exercises or tools around figuring out from our family history, generational, genetic, and dealing with the good and the bad and the ugly of all of that. And then this place of really one by one in our current family, drawing out the characteristics and beginning to fashion who we are, our family identity, for the purpose of, and this is today's tool, creating a family coat of arms. And the coat of arms is something that's not new. It's very traditional. However, this process is what's key. And we're going to go right to one of our family school videos where we're teaching on this coat of arms tool. And we want you to listen carefully and honestly to get very excited, because this is getting just a pure step-by-step process for really affirming each other. And this is really one of our favorites.
This is a fan favorite tool, guys.
Yeah. And so you're going to enjoy this. And more than that, you'll come out of it with a process to be able to articulate in your family who you are and why you're here, answering those big questions. And it becomes then a tool that we use all the time. And we're going to talk more about that in the video. Enjoy this today. Don't tune out. This is powerful. Enjoy this, the Family Coat of Arms tool from our family school. All right, welcome back, Randy and Leslie. Here we are. This is such an exciting tool. This module is the Coat of Arms Identity Tool. And this is where we take the last several exercises and we add some special sauce to it and then begin to formulate literally a family coat of arms, a one-of-a-kind piece of art that is, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, a coat of arms is worth tens of thousands, because there's so many images and so much put into it. And here's the thing, it's not just about coming up with a piece of art. It is about the process that everybody has gone through to take ownership and discovery of who they are, their identity as a family and as an individual. And because it's experiential, now your children are trained how to do this with their children or with other families. This is a profoundly important exercise. So let's go right to the workbook and look at the purpose of the Family Coat of Arms tool. Here it is. The purpose of this tool is to provide a process for the family to deeply connect emotionally, that's important, to each other and to the family identity, while creating a one-of-a-kind work of art together in the form of a family coat of arms. This is so much fun. Let's go right back to the slide. Here we go, the family coat of arms. There it is, to connect individuals to each other and to the family purpose. Here are the steps involved in this tool. Number 1, the leader explains this exercise. So it's right there in your workbook, but one at a time we're going to go. And let me just explain this just so that it's clear. What happens is this is a time where we are going to call out and affirm the character qualities of God in every individual. And what that looks like is we're all together in a big room, and there's a flip chart, the big paper with the stickies, and you've got markers. And if your kids are old enough to write themselves, they get the marker. And if not, then you can help them. But what we're going to do is we're going to set a timer, and we're going to set it for like 3 or 4 minutes. And that person's going to stand there and write their name on the top of the chart, Brenner. And then we're going to say, go. And people, one after the other, everybody has to participate, is going to say the character quality that they see in Brenner, in that person, what they experience. And this is not a time to be rude or crude or joking or negative or critical. That's not what this is. This is a time to affirm and call out the identity of God in every individual. And so it just goes around the room, loving, fun, trusting, whatever it is. And Brenner or whoever is up writing these down one by one, and we just fill. And then we get down to the time and we call the time. And then we do something that is profoundly important. We ask that person, let me flip the next one. We ask that person to read out loud the words that other people have described them as, right? I'm Brenner and I am blah, 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 blah. And it is so profound. And then when it's all done, we get to the end, there's a huge cheer. We usually gather around and everybody jumping and then here's why we do this. It's to create a deep emotional implant around identity. And so who doesn't like to be affirmed and have, good things called out of them and expressed? And then who doesn't like to be celebrated? That creates an emotional implant that we are able to receive that and remember that at a deeper level than just something that's academic. And we did this with the grandkids. Tell them about this.
This is a great story. This is arguably my favorite tool. And we did this a few years ago with our grandkids. We had 6 at the time from one family. And we started the process. Brenner happens to be our grandson, and he's the eldest, and he has 5 little sisters. And at the time, they ranged from like 2 to 3-ish to 13, 12 years old, 12. Somewhere in that range. And if any of you have ever been a 12-year-old boy or been around a 12-year-old boy, when we introduced this game to them, he came to the exercise like you would expect, arm, shoulders slunched over. This is dumb. I don't want to do this. Why are we doing this, Mr. Grumpy Pants? And so we made him go first. And he writes his name up there, Brenner, and all 5 of his little sisters called out his identity. And the little ones were so precious. They made up words of lovingful and kindful. And he's writing these words, protector, fun. And so he's writing these things down. And as he's writing them down, it was fascinating to watch the transformation happen in him as his little sisters were calling out all of these true character values that they saw in him. And at the end, at the end, and he's reading his name. My name is Brenner, and I am strong, and I am kind, and I am lovingful, and I'm a protector, and on. And he was standing up as straight as he could be, shoulders back, and his entire countenance changed during this exercise. Now, we had a couple of little ones, and so in that, somebody else did the writing for them, but they were right up there on their paper, and we write their name down, and one of the other bigger kids was able to write their stuff down. Listen, you can even do this with infants. I believe one of the primary benefits, gifts of being a parent is getting to steward what God put in that child that he's given into our care, custody, and control. And you already know when that baby comes out, you can see their personality. And that's part of the discovery period. When you're raising a child, is to be able to see what God put in them and then steward that and help that come to the surface and help them come into the identity of who God designed them to be. And we're going to talk a little bit more when we do the actual coat of arms and how we use the coat of arms. But a really fun thing that came out of this particular exercise with these particular grandkids is for Christmas, we took their posters and we shrunk them down into frame sizes and put all of the character qualities of God with their name and colored print and framed them. And those now line the hallway of the kids' wing of the house. Because when you have 6 children, you need a separate wing. I digress. But when one of the kids, if they start to get into a squabble, our daughter will take them down to those framed pictures, and they'll go to the child and they'll say, I want you to read that off to me. Who are you? And it completely changes their attitude. If they're being snarky or disrespectful or mean, and they're reminded of the character qualities of God that are actually in them, there doesn't need to be a discipline at that point. The child will self-regulate and self-adjust, because when our identity is brought forth and we're reminded and we know who we are, that being part, our doing comes out of that.
Yeah. Not only who they are, but who their sibling is.
Exactly.
And do we treat somebody that is that the way you've been treating them? No.
Are you tired of feeling disconnected from your spouse or children? Do you want to create a home filled with love, joy, and purpose? In this fast-paced, crazy world, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters: your family. The Family School is here to guide you on this incredible journey based on Dr. Randall Bixby's best-selling book, The Family Legacy: Shaping Culture from the Inside Out.
The Family School provided us with the tools and strategies to build a healthy family culture. It's amazing to experience the transformation.
The Family School is a game changer. Our communication has improved, along with our ability to forgive and stay connected. We now have a blueprint to raise our son and teach him how to lead his own family one day.
The support and community at the Family School are incredible. We're not alone in this journey.
Family School has impacted our family relationally by transforming how we interact with each other, improving our communication skills to create a safe environment for everyone to be open and fully themselves.
At the Family School, you'll discover biblical strategies, practical tools, and a supportive community that will empower your family to thrive.
Enroll in the Family School today and embark on a life-changing adventure. Through interactive classes, personalized coaching, and transformative resources, you'll learn practical techniques to heal, grow, and thrive as you build your family in God's design. Visit our website at www.thefamilyreformationproject.com. Start shaping your family's legacy now.
Join the Family School today. Learn to do family by design.
I'll say this is important too. We did this with a family who had recently lost the mother of the family. And it was a very fresh wound, if you will. The loss was recent. And we sat a chair up and put her blanket and, I forget what else it was. It was a little...
It was a pillow.
It was a pillow. And we did this for her. Now, she wasn't there in body, but she was there in spirit, and the memory and the impact of her life. That family filled out one of these for her. And in fact, in the creation of the whole coat of arms, she was included intentionally in some really meaningful ways. But that's how this works, one after the other. Let's go back quickly to the slide. And so this is, again, I said this is the kind of time to be kind and loving and positive and encouraging for everyone. And then what we're going to do, and this is important, once everybody is gone, we want to identify the 10 most common character qualities on everybody's chart. And we're going to write those 10 on one chart. So here we are again. Just like we did before, we took those first 6 exercises and we assimilated and everything down to just a few. Now we're doing this, but we're doing it with individuals. So we take all the individual flip charts with all the individual character qualities, and we look at what's on every. Oh, there's love. That's on everyone. We circle it. Oh, there's courage. There's faith. There's creativity, or there's fun, or so we circle the 10 or 12 most common ones that are on everybody's chart. And then there's this like aha moment. Oh, every person that's had this deep emotional implant as their family has said their name, Leslie, and then they look up and they see, wow, there are common threads in every one of us. And then we take it right back to history, and we look at this. Look at the family line, and then there's the same things almost every time. the very same things on a lot of these other tools that we did as we look back in history. And there's this immediate aha connection of, wow, this is who I am and this is who we are, but this is who we are as a family and what God's put in us. And that is a precious moment when we're able to see that and go through that with families.
Yeah, here's another thing too. This exercise is so powerful. We did a conference. We had a family up demonstrating this, and they were giving us their feedback afterwards with tears in their eyes. And they said, I believe that my family thinks this way about me, or I assumed that they knew that I thought this way about them. But to actually go through that affirmation and to remember life and death are in the tongue, to be able to speak life into each other, it's a very powerful, deeply
Indeed.
implanted thing that you can do with your family that's going to have a lot of lasting fruit.
Indeed. Now, quickly, this is the fun part. We begin to create this family coat of arms, and how we do that is it's right there in your workbook. We have additional help if you need it, but here it is. We begin, and there's the Bixby coat of arms, and that was created by our family over a period of time. Every single thing in there is in there on purpose, and it came from the process that we just took you through over the last few tools.
Right, and I want to add here, because this is important. We know everybody's families are in different places. When we did this crest in our own family, we're a blended family. Our kids were grown, and everybody participated on the Bixby side, even the kids that weren't walking with the Lord at the time. Mm-hmm. They still fully participated because it's family identity, and part of faith was part of the family. And even those kids that had a different worldview at the time fully engaged. So don't disqualify this thinking, well, my family's fragmented and we don't have the same belief system. This works because inside of all of us is an inherent need to know who we are. This is really powerful.
Indeed. And so here's the process. If we go back, we look, and as a family, everybody has weigh-in, so everybody has buy-in. You begin to make decisions about what shape of the shield do we want. Is it round? Is it square? Does it have 4 quadrants or 3? And then what are the supporters, right, on the sides? So on this one, you see the eagle and the lion. That's because leadership and Holy Spirit, represented by the eagle and vision, and Lion of the tribe of Judah, courage and strength. The lion, those were 2 of the primary aspects and character qualities in our family line, and we wanted to give them a prominent place. So they are the supporters on the sides of the shield. On the quadrant, I say quadrant, there's actually 5 elements in the center of our shield, but every one of those were extremely important, and they were present on all of these. And so you just walk down through this tool, what's the placement of the images on the shield? What's the writing on the edge? If you look on the beveled edge closely, you can see our core values and character qualities. A number of them are written out there. And, on the top, there's some greenery, but inside hidden are some musical notes. And, on the top of the crest is love, the heart, and the cross, and a crown representing our royal identity as sons and daughters of the living God. Of course, at the bottom, there's the love, learn, lead, and the writer's quill and the kaleidoscope, which is a family heirloom passed on down. But all of the elements are there on purpose. And we use this coat of arms in so many ways in all of the other rituals to affirm and continue to tell the story of identity. Give us some examples of how we use it.
We use it during the ritual dinner. Have we done that one yet? We'll be giving you this tool called the ritual tool. So we do it when we're gathered around, when we have family gatherings together. We actually had ours made in a big tapestry, and it hangs on the wall in the house. And when everybody's gathered together, we will pull one of the character qualities off of our crest. Maybe it's courage or perseverance or healing or whatever. And there's a whole process around the ritual that we're really excited to introduce you to. Yeah. But we also, at Christmas time, we do something with our crest every year, whether it's a coffee cup or a cap or a water jug, just something to continually reinforce the identity in our family. And listen, the sky is the limit on how you guys put this together, and we give you a lot ideas in the book. We have a family coach specialist that has gone through our training that is super artistic. He works with families to help them develop their own artwork. And it's just, this is a really, even if you think, oh, well, you know, we're a family of engineers, we don't have a whole lot of creatives. Nonsense. This is, you guys will be surprised at the images that you can come up with and the development of this. We've seen some phenomenal ones.
We even found a custom loomer out east who made a huge, I don't know what it is, 5 feet by 4 feet.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
the tapestry.
Yeah, the tapestry. It's just beautiful, and it hangs in our family room as a reminder. And we want to encourage you, go all the way through this process, because having that coat of arms becomes really valuable. But more than the actual piece of art, it is the process of training and equipping our children who they are and how to go through this process for their children in a way that our grandchildren will be able to take it to their children. It's because we're doing this as an exercise all together. So really take your time, invest in this. If you need help, reach out. We're here for you. Remember, whoever wins the family
Wins the culture in the end.
And there you go. That is the family coat of arms tool. A fun, fan favorite. People are energized in your family. They're affirmed. They are excited. And you begin to have the workings for a identity piece that you can continually go back to in the other rituals that we have, as you heard in the video. We just want to make sure that you get the tools you need. You can go to our website, thefamilyreformationproject.com, and you can get these resources, the book, the workbook, the full video e-course that explains all of these tools. And as you heard in the ad halfway through, we really want to invite you to join us for the upcoming cycle of what we call the Family School, how to do family as God designs. Beginning again shortly, you can see that right there on our website, thefamilyreformationproject.com. If you click on Family School, you'll be able to see that. But listen, we hope that you'll join us, and we hope that you'll do these identity exercises. It really is the solution for one of the biggest problems in our culture, is that our families don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So have a wonderful time at this. And remember, whoever wins the family
Wins the culture in the end.
We'll see you next time. And that wraps up another inspiring episode of Transforming Families with Randy and Leslie. We hope that today's conversation has left you feeling empowered and equipped to take action.
Remember, transforming families begins with transforming ourselves. Let's be intentional, loving, and persevere. You're not alone. We're right here with you.
We believe Proverbs 24:3, wise people are builders. They build families, businesses, and communities. Through intelligence and insight, their enterprises are established and endure.
Thanks for joining us today. We encourage you to stay connected with us on social media, join our email list, and learn more about our resources and classes at the Family School by visiting thefamilyreformationproject.com.
Remember to subscribe, share with your loved ones, and spread the word about transforming families. We'll see you on our next episode. And remember, whoever wins the family wins the culture in the end.